Welcome to winter van life in Ireland.
I've been living in my van now for about a year and a half, I'd say. Anyway, but this winter in particular has been really cold, really wet, really dark and very windy. I'm currently in Ireland, which is a tiny little island right next to the Atlantic Sea. So it gets battered by storms, it has sideways rain and winds that can literally blow you off your feet. And this is how I'm managing it all. So the worst of the weather in Ireland hits the west coast. And of course, that is exactly where I'm going to be heading for this winter. You might be wondering why I put myself through it. Well, it's because of the Wild Atlantic Way. And if you haven't heard of it, it's basically a coastal route that goes from the north to the south or the south to the north, depending on which way you go. And that route is literally stunning. Mountains that hit the sea, beautiful, beautiful beaches. It's really popular with van lifers and road trippers, but mostly everyone comes in the summer. So the benefit of me doing it in the winter is that it's practically empty. I'm actually going to give winter van life in Ireland 2 points for that. There is hardly any other vans. I mean, there's hardly any other people in sight. And I started my journey on the Wild Atlantic Way down in Kinsale. Kinsale, a proper little harbour town in County Cork, right at the bottom of Ireland. Kinsale has actually been important for centuries. Ships all over Europe have used this harbour, and right off of this coastline back in 1601 there was a huge sea battle between the Spanish and the English. But the thing I'm really noticing about Kinsale right now is the colours. Like, look at the colours. Every street is painted in these bright pinks, oranges, greens, blues. And honestly, I think it's genius, especially when winters here are long, dark and very wet. Like, why not fight back with bright coloured houses? It's very windswept and interesting, like Billy Connolly would say. I spent a couple of days here easing myself into the whole winter van life thing, although, as you can see, it was very sunny on this particular day. Technically October. So okay, maybe more autumn van life with winter just lurking in the wings. But still, definitely the start of the colder months, though I'm not wearing a coat. But anyway, it was just so lovely to wander around, dipping into the little boutiques, grabbing a hot drink from one of the cafes. I think visiting pretty little harbour towns and treating yourself to a warm cup of something is definitely one of the ultimate coping mechanisms to winter van life. It feels cosy, a bit festive, and of course you're supporting the local cafes at the same time, so a win-win in my books. From Kinsale, I headed up to Moll's Gap in County Kerry. This dramatic mountain pass is near the town Killarney on the Ring of Kerry. It's basically mountains, mountains, and more mountains. And because I am at heart a woman who loves a view, give me a cliff edge, a valley and a questionable parking angle and I'm delighted. So of course I parked right on the edge of this kind of enormous drop. I felt very smug about it because look at that view. 5 points to winter van life in Ireland for that view alone. But then night fell and the winds arrived. Not a gentle Irish breeze, you know, not a hold on to your umbrella Drobby. No, this was literally 90 miles per hour winds. And I think because I was parked on this mountain pass really high up, the wind was even worse. Like, valleys and gaps like this naturally funnel and accelerate the wind as it squeezes through, like everybody knows. And oh my goodness, I've got voice recordings from this night. So imagine this, it was pitch black, the van was shaking and I was lying there thinking, right, this is it. This is how I'm going to go. I'm going to get blown off the mountain in my pajamas. Okay, and yes, I know lots of places around the world get much stronger winds than this, but I'm British and I was basically raised on drizzle. Our weather peaks in England are slightly inconvenient at most. So my danger instincts for things like weather and just things like that are underdeveloped, to put it kindly. And at one point I genuinely thought that my roof rack and the solar panels were going to be flying off into the valley. So the next day I did the sensible thing and I rolled myself and my van down the hill and we tucked behind this nice little rock face. Not exactly cinematic views out of the window, but you know, I just had to walk 2 minutes down the road and it was still gorgeous. But most importantly, the van was sheltered from the wind and I actually slept that night. Yeah, that was definitely a learning lesson in surviving winter van life. I need to check the wind forecasts and I shouldn't be a muppet with my park ups. Safety over views. for this one. And because of all of that, I am going to minus 10 points to Winter Van Life for forcing me to sleep somewhere without a pretty view. Oh my goodness, I sound very spoilt, don't I? Okay, so still very much on the topic of strong winds, I actually had another really properly blustery day on the cliffs of Kerry. I mean, it wasn't dangerous winds, but it was the kind of wind that makes standing still feel like hard work. Winter in Ireland can definitely be like that. It's dramatic, but it does make everything feel more intense, like the sea is louder, the clouds move faster, the landscape just feels bigger somehow. And as long as I'm parked somewhere sensible, I really don't mind it. I think there's something quite comforting about the bad weather outside, and especially when you come inside, you know, it almost makes the inside feel nicer. So I found this quite nice beach park up near the town Waterville, and look at today. Like, I think it's days like this that are a good reminder that not every winter day is awful. It's also one of the reasons why I really don't chase the sun over the winter period. Like, this is my second winter now living in a van. I'm going to go as far to say I love winter in a van. As long as you had the right setup. And the right setup, I would say, if you're going to be living in a van somewhere that's cold, wet and dark during those winter months is, number one, heating is a non-negotiable. I've got a log burner and a diesel heater, and I love the combination. The diesel heater is very practical and convenient, and the log burner is just a really amazing warm heat, and it just feels cozy when you have that log burner on. Quite romantic. Okay, so my shower has become a very important place this winter. It's basically brilliant for hanging wet coats or wet anything really, which when you live in Ireland during winter, it's basically everything. I've also got this dedicated cupboard for dirty shoes, which sounds really boring, but it is actually life-changing when you live in a van, because having somewhere to put your wet rim shoes that's not in the actual living space is life-changing and essential. Also, I have a bus rather than a panel van, and that means I've got all of these windows. And in winter, being able to enjoy the beautiful view without having to go outside makes a real difference to your mental health. I have seen beautiful, beautiful winter views out of these windows from the comfort of sitting inside with the log burner on, and it really does make winter van life magical. But if you do have lots of windows, you absolutely need good thermal blinds. Otherwise, you're basically just heating the outside. I also think that being able to cook fully inside really helps massively on these wet days. I've got an oven and a hob. This is my cooking situation, which is 2 gas hobs, a grill and an oven, which means I can make proper warming food, things like vegan shepherd's pie, and that can really change how winter feels. I don't know if you've watched my other winter van life video last year, but if you did, you will know that I really struggled with power last year. And since then, I'm happy to say I upgraded my batteries to lithium, game changer. So I've got 800 watts of solar on the roof, lithium batteries, and basically this whole winter I've been off grid, which has been amazing. You are gonna need a good power system if you want to survive winter van life. There's actually one more thing I want to add to this list of the right setup for winter van life, and that is staying connected. So I've been using Simify, which is an eSIM, and if you've never heard of an eSIM before, it's basically like mobile data that you download directly to your phone instead of buying like a physical SIM card. So basically there's no airport SIM queues, you don't have to swap like tiny bit of plastics around. I just downloaded the Simify app and I chose my destination and installed it even before I travelled. Then when I arrived, I just adjusted my phone settings and I was online within minutes. Simify works in over 150 destinations worldwide. They've got prepaid plans starting for under $2 a day, and there are unlimited data options as well. So if you're planning on traveling soon, or you're planning on doing van life or trips abroad, you can get a Simify eSIM before you even fly. Use my code for 15% off. The link's in the description below, and thank you again to Simify for sponsoring this part of the video. Okay, so you know that I took 10 points away from Winter Van Life Island for forcing me to park in places with like no views. Well, I'm gonna give 5 points back because not every day in Ireland is howling winds, thank goodness. And I did manage to park in some really beautiful spots. So from the Ring of Kerry, I headed up to the Dingle Peninsula. wouldn't you do off-season winter van life in Ireland to have this place all to yourself? This was about 7 a.m. in the morning. And that's another thing actually that I love about winter van life, is that you can catch sunrise and sunset, 2 light shows in one day. I'm going to give 2 points for that to winter van life in Ireland, and an extra 2 points for the solitude and peace that you can find here during the winter. By mid-November, I realised I'd been lingering in Kerry and Dingle for far too long. And this genuinely happens quite a lot when you travel slow, but basically you end up having to skip bits. Not because they're not beautiful, but because there just isn't time to see it all. So I kind of did a bit of a big jump up north, up to County Mayo. And Mayo took my breath away. This park up that I found was fairly exposed, and on a bad day, it would have been an absolute nightmare. But winter van life is a lot about timing and a bit about luck. I woke up to one of the best sunrises of the entire trip. The kind that makes you forget about the cold and the slightly damp living conditions. And it was here, mid-November, that I decided to decorate for Christmas. I have got a few bits of Christmas decor that I did bring with me. For example, my pillowcases, because they don't take up much room. So we'll see how we go with making it Christmas decor. I have a feeling it's not going to be as good as my previous years. Oh, I got my baubles as well. I thought I'd pack them. Oh, and my love hearts. Okay, we've got some things to work with. It's alright. So the tip is, don't wait for December. When you live in a van throughout winter, you definitely need something cheerful every day. Because, let's face it, you're going to be coming home in the dark a lot. Fairy lights don't fix the weather, no, but they do wonders for morale. And morale in winter van life is basically a survival skill. Just changing the cushion covers, for example, can make such a difference to the space. Also, they're the easiest to store. You can even keep them on the cushions, but just behind your current cushion covers. Okay, kind of de-autumned, a little bit of Christmas, though I think we need to up the ante a little bit. Okay, so looking back over this journey, I feel like the real lesson of surviving winter van life is about the little things that keep you sane. A cozy bus with a proper heater, warm food, a shower to hang your wet stuff, windows with a view, and yes, the odd bit of fairy lights and Christmas decorations. Winter on the road is definitely unpredictable. Some days you are blasted with storms, some days the sun peeks through the clouds and the sea looks like gold. But that unpredictability is exactly what makes it magical, I think. So yes, winter van life in Ireland is definitely wild, it's definitely beautiful, it's challenging and sometimes a little bit ridiculous, but it's completely worth it. My Irish adventures haven't finished yet. Part 2 will take you further up north, deeper into this incredible island. But for now, I hope this gives you a little insight into how I'm surviving it and actually enjoying it here on the road in Ireland. By mid-December, I actually decided to head home to England for Christmas, to visit my mum, a warm house, and have Winnie in her Christmas outfit. There you go. So lots of love to you, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year for more Irish adventures. So planning on going somewhere a little bit further afield. Until then, thank you for watching.